Cosmic here, back with another astrology video. Today I want to talk about Venus, the 6th house. I've been gone for 5 months now, and I cut my hair shorter. That's just a side note. So if I look different, I cut my hair shorter. But anyway, back to Venus in the 6th house. So, what is Venus and what is the 6th house? Venus is the inner feminine energy in everybody. It's a younger feminine energy, a youthful feminine energy. A princess-like feminine energy that needs to be pampered, needs to be taken care of, enjoys the finer things in life, enjoys indulging, enjoys lounging around, enjoys money, enjoys beauty, enjoys the arts. This is Venus. It's like a princess type of energy within everybody. And so to me, I look at each planet as an individual. And now we're going to take Venus and we're going to place her, this princess that enjoys all these things, we're going to place her into the 6th house. And the 6th house, to me, as just like it says, it's like a location that you are going to go to, an area of life. And what does this area of life represent? The 6th house is governed by the zodiac sign Virgo and the planet Mercury. Now, the 6th house represents reality. It represents routine. It represents health. It represents analyzation, facts, practical facts, though. Practicality more than facts, to be honest. It also represents perfection. It represents purity in a lot of ways too. Also, if I didn't say, Venus represents love as well. So, what happens when she goes to this house? Venus does not like to be in the 6th house. Venus falls in Virgo, which means that it isn't at its best in Virgo. This energy that Virgo places upon Venus is that it makes Venus fall asleep. It makes Venus fall asleep, and it gives Venus nightmares while it's sleeping as well. There are other planets in which Venus doesn't do too well, but at least Venus is still awake. But in Virgo, it falls asleep and it's having nightmares, so it's behaving in a way that it normally wouldn't behave. It's at sleep on the wheel when it comes to certain things that are important to Venus, or most of the things that are important to Venus. So, Venus in Virgo, when it comes to love, Venus in Virgo can be overanalyzing love matters. And love isn't, I'm not just talking about romantic, it just be love matters, period, family. Overanalyzing situations all the time, overly critical about people, and this can really blind Venus from the purpose of love, which is just to create unity in the first place. And all that criticism, analyzation, perfectionism, and all that didn't create that. It created, separate. It created people to run away from Venus. So Venus may experience itself. People who have this Venus may experience themselves doing this to other people. Pardon me. Or they may experience other people doing this to them, being highly critical of them when it comes to love, overanalyzing them, judging them, etc., etc., etc. When Venus is in the 6th house, people with this placement, they are extremely loving towards animals, like pets. And that is because it is something that they can control. Because Virgo, another thing about the 6th house in Virgo, because it represents reality, it's about controlling. You can't control the intangible. You can only control your reality for the most part, because at least it's there. It's tangible. You can touch it. The 6th house, Virgo, it is an earth sign. It is a physical thing. Tangible. Practical. So Virgo energy can be controlling. So they love pets. They love their animals because a lot of times they feel like, especially pets, because they feel like they have a certain amount of control. They got a routine. Every day I walk my dog. Every day I feed my dog at a certain time. I feed my cat at a certain time. They give me the love and affection that, no other human being could ever give to me. They are pure. And in that way, they are perfection in the Venus in the 6th house, or the Venus in Virgo person. They become perfection to them because this animal can do no wrong. This animal is pure, but it's hidden under the guise of the fact that they can control it. I'm speaking of it in this way because it is the truth. This is why Venus falls in Virgo, and this is why Venus falls in the 6th house, because there's an air of control. And whenever there's an air of control, the other zodiac sign that has this in common with Virgo is Scorpio. Venus also does not like to be in Scorpio. It's not asleep, it's awake. It's awake in Scorpio, but it definitely doesn't like being there either, because there's a control factor, there's a power factor, power play going on there. So, what was I saying? So they're really good with their animals, really good with their pets, really good with animals in general, or really good with pets. If not animals in general, just their pets. They're really good at taking care of them. They're up to date with their, vet appointments, whatever. Make sure their animal is fed. Their animal is probably really healthy. And if that's not the case, people get rag on them about not taking care of their animals, rag on them about not being up to date with their pets, etc., etc., etc. And then they work towards that, because the critical energy that Venus does here, it's a two-way street. It's either A, the universe is going to send this to you to make you perfect, and so you're struggling in that way, or B, you're going to create your own struggle by pushing that out onto others. Okay, so what else can I say about this Venus? So when it comes to the finer things in life, Venus in the 6th house, they're very particular. They're perfectionists. You can't just give them any type of gift, and expect them to like it. They're very particular. These are almost the type of people that you have to ask them what they want in order for you to give them a gift, because it's highly likely that they will criticize the fuck out of it when you give it to them, or behind your back criticize the fuck out of the gift that was given. And gifts are associated with love a lot of times too. It all goes back to the same place, critiquing the fuck out of love, the purity of it, because they cannot find the purity in love. They cannot find the true purity of it. It's just, I'm not saying this is across the board for all of them, but this is the issue. So if you have these placements, this is the issue that you're running into. Venus is exalted in Pisces, which means that Venus is in its wonderland. It's awake, and it's as awake as it could ever be. It's at its happiest in Pisces. That's the opposite of Virgo, or the 12th house, which represents Pisces. The opposite of the 6th house is the 12th house, etc. So, what else can I say about this place? Venus in Virgo, or Venus in the 6th house. So if you have your Venus in the 6th house, it is highly likely that you can have a Virgo child, because Venus represents the daughter, or it also represents, and when I say Virgo child, it could be a Virgo daughter, not child in general. Or you can look into your 5th house to find children as well, but that's just a side note. You could possibly have a Virgo daughter as a result of this. For women, that's what I wanted to get to. For women, Venus represents the woman that they used to be when they were younger. All right? So, women with Venus in Virgo, or Venus in the 6th house, they used to be they might have been in the past a really critical person. But depending on what their moon is currently, that's the woman that they have become. This is the woman that they have stuck with and become overall, and they maintain this type of femininity. So a lot of times a man might date a woman and she's in her Venus energy, and she was coming off like the super critical woman, but later on in life they find out that she changed. She's not as critical anymore. She became more, maybe she has moon in Pisces, so now she's acting like a Pisces now because her moon is there. So that's the more stable energy. Women tend to get out of their Venus energy as they age. For a man, though, Venus in the 6th house would represent to them, a man with Venus in the 6th house, a man who's in seek of a woman who's a perfectionist, a man who's in seek of a woman who's highly critical and highly practical, good with animals, good with routines. Also, Venus in the 6th house people, they love stuff that has to do with health. They love fitness for the most part. They're into this type. And if that is not the case, they have a big issue with this and they probably have a lot of health problems. And the universe is trying to tell them, hey, listen, get your ass in the gym. Get on a fucking diet. You got Venus in the 6th house, man. This is going to be a major problem. And we're going to keep pointing it and talking to you about it and making sure everybody in the world lets you know you're out of shape. All right. So this is my video on Venus in the 6th house. I hope you guys enjoyed it.